Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is FRC 2013 season round 2. We're here for the race at the beautiful Malaysian Sepang circuit. Your commentator today is going to be Ruspro. Not sure if anyone will join me in the commentary booth today, but anyways, it's time to start our live coverage with, of course, the starting grid for today's 42 laps of racing. And as we know from yesterday, Abovic is going to be starting from pole with Aditya Bagus, last season's winner here, starting on P2. P3 is Santina Andreolin, P4 the championship leader Jake Dealsley. P5 is Max Smittler, then P6 Adam Hide, P7 Vucci Carmen, and P8 Jafari Blackwood. It is P9 and P10 for two Toro Rossos, good qualifying for them, Luan and Hanebusa. Outside the top 10, and the fastest out of the eliminated drivers from Q2 are Jimenez, Paracelsus, then it is Horlicker, two McLarens, Torsten Fraser, and Nigel Johansson P16. And the drivers eliminated from Q1 are Litmin Pasalic, Rain Adam, Benji Rushton, Razet Martinez, Hakuji Akaza, and Simon Toscan. Starting from the last position, now the question is, will there be any rain or not? And the answer is no. There is still a probability of rain towards the end of the session, but I'm pretty sure that there will be not a single drop of rain coming in the next 1.5 of an hour. Five red lights. And we go green at Sepang for the 2013 Malaysian Grand Prix. It's a brilliant start from Abovic, but here is Santina Andreoli right behind him. He's going to be in front after the first corner. This is going to be Centino, it's going to be Abovic, it is going to be Andreoli going down the inside and taking the lead of the race, with Max Mittler going up into third. He was trying to overtake Abovic on the outside, but it did not work for him really well. Bugs on P4. Two positions lost for him, Hidayat on P5 and P6 for Blackwood. And already on P8 we have Alex Luan, and it is two wide there. Blackwood stays on P6 with Hidayat on B5, and Luan was actually trying to rotate Tealsley. Oh, very close between him and Jafari Blackwood. So who's going to be on P6? It is going to be Jafari Blackwood. The gaps are increasing, and it was not the best start for Vucci Carmen, who's already down to P9. Ooh, Hanebusa and Torque are battling there, and Hanebusa is going to be in front in the end. No yellow flags so far, no damage for anyone, but we might see the first contacts here. Into turn 9, Horlicker was trying to overtake the Filipino Federico Hanebusa again, but he failed. And here is the damage. What's happened here between Adam and Rushton? Looks like some pretty close fight at the back. And here is Samit Toscan, not his fault of course, and it was rain just ramming into the rear of the British driver Benji Rushton. You could see debris flying everywhere, and two drivers at least coming into the pits after the first lap. Final sector, And the leading three drivers are Andrei Lebovic and Smitler. We still don't know who's going to be in front of this lap, but I think it's going to be Santi Andreoli. Not enough distance for Lebovic to go for a move on the Frenchman. And here it is, a battle for P6 again, Tilsley and Blackwood. These two will not be going to turn one side by side, or will they? No. Tilsley stays on P6. And here are these two drivers who got damage on the first lap, Rain Adam and Benji Rushton. Let's see how their pit stops will go. 8.3 for Adam and 4.8 for Rushton. But I don't think the rear wing can be swapped so easily and so fast, and there it is, Abovic right at the back of Andrelli. Again, going to move into turn 9, one of the most overtaking spots, but not so many overtakes actually take place here. We can see that Abovic is very fast, but he just can't have enough, just can't overtake Santi Andrelli. Tries everything again, but he fails all the time. And Abovic goes for it, and he's up into first place. That's a good move there, as Horlaker is now defended from Jimenez. And Anebus is down to P14 all of a sudden. There was an overtake by Daniel Fraser up into P13, as well as to Force it is fighting. It is Horlaker up into P11. No more overtakes, but just a clean move by Abovic down the inside into the first corner of the track. Here we can see all the gain positions. 3 positions lost for Bagus, 2 for Tilsley, 2 for Armin, as well as 2 positions gained for Smitler, Hidayat and Paracelsus, and 1 position gained for Andreoli, Blackwood and Luan, and Abovic is the only one to stay on his position. Ooh. And it's Nigel Johansson out of the race. It was a great comeback for him last time, but what's happened here? Just he was unable to keep going and not to crash into Fernando Tost. And that was definitely Fernando's fault, and I'm very sure he's going to be penalized for it. For causing such an incident, but I don't think it is actually his fault when Nicholas Johansson was just had no time to react. However, he was steering right into the McLaren. And then he was hit from the back by Simon Toscan. I'm sure it was not... No, it was his fault. It was his fault. Yeah.
Watch out for debris.
And only one out of this mess not to get any damage is Rosetta Martinez. So he's got pretty lucky. In this corner, Nicholas Johansson right on the inside and on the exit. So It will be a yellow flag for some time, but there are two more drivers coming into the corner. The ones who pitted earlier,
Watch out for debris. Watch
and
out for debris.
of course they will not crash into Nicholas. And his car is already being moved from the track. Tealsley is chasing down the back straight. The Mercedes of Aditya Bagus, and he's up to P5. Paracells meanwhile is fighting Armin. And it is Alex Loon coming to the pits with an electrical problem. Oi oi oi. Last time at Melbourne we had no mechanical issues. I think for the first time since 2011 or even earlier, but now it is the first kind of mechanical problem in the season during the races. Such a disappointment for Alex, but he has enough time to exit his pit box before Sami Toscan or anyone else, but anyways. Still a yellow flag, and here is the Williams of Nicholas Johansson still being pushed off the track. Well, Lon rejoins, but only on P16. Jack Teasley fighting the Mercedes of Bagos. Going around the outside this time. And will it actually work? It will! What a great move from the outside there from the championship leader. He already was in front before the corner, and he just keeps his position after going around the outside. Already one retirement in this race, and here is Nicholas Johansson's Williams, and it is green flags again. Now Didier cannot catch up to Jack Teasley. And he already lost 6/10 of a second in just one sector. And what will the interval be after the second sector? It's going to be another yellow flag, and oh, this time it is slipping past the lake. Just fighting out with Erika Hanebusa. And oh, and they collided as well. Luckily no damage for any of these guys, but it's already about 5 or even more seconds lost for Lietmin, and he's going to be chased down turn 1 by Rosetta Martinez. And with these very overheated tires for Lietmin, it's going to be very difficult to protect his 14th position. Rosetta Martinez was lucky to avoid the contact with Nicholas Johansson in turn 4, and now he's got pretty lucky with a driver in front just spinning and losing margin of time. using DRS. It is still 6/10 of a second between these two. Back to the drivers fighting on top. It is close between Max Miller, who retired in Melbourne, and Adam Hidayat on P4. Not a big disappointment for Adam in Australia, but he has lost his potential win with this strategy. And also talking about the pit stops, they will come in 5-6 laps time, with some drivers pitting 15 laps later. Basically 10 laps later than others. Well, Adam will definitely go for it into turn 1. But on the back straight he didn't try to show himself in the mirrors of Welshman's car. Max Meter changing the line, Adam Hidayat going for the inside. Will it work? It's very dangerous and they almost touch there. But Max Mittler stays on P3. Horlicker, meanwhile, is fighting with Vucic Armin, surprisingly. It is Ferrari and Force India. But yeah, even if Lidman's tires were overheated, he put them into the optimal temperature in just one lap, which is impressive, and now he's 1.2 seconds faster than Martinez. So from 1/10 of a second between P3 and P4 to about a second, I think. ...301 kilometers per hour was the speed for Parcells in the back straight. Now with the DRS, will he go faster? And he has some of the same pace as Jafari Blackwood in front, and it is Horlicker going for a move on one of the Ferraris, which is Vucic Armin's car, and that's a brilliant maneuver. And Vucic's race can't get any worse. He's lost already 3 positions, while Horlicker gained 4. Parcel still at the back of Jafari Blackwood, coming towards turn 9. It might work! Oh, so close! And Blackwood was closing the door very aggressively there as well. Just look at these, they almost collided 3 times in just 1 second. Number 1, number 2, and then... Oh, yeah, actually 2 times, sorry, but still... Look at how dangerous it was. Well, what is prepared next for Vucek Armin? Maybe he'll even get overtaken by Daniel Fraser. This is how slow his pace is. Maybe it was the wrong decision for Ferrari to put Armin in their car, but it's just beginning of the season and everything can change. But for now, these are some very disappointing results in the first race for new team. You've got a couple of fights in front. The Seeded is uh, gaining all the time back to Max Mittler. It is already down to half a second between these two, and objectively right behind them. Very close for Daniel Fraser. Will he go down the inside? He tries to, but Vucek Armin just keeps the door shut. Abovic pulling away from the rest of the field. The gap is already 2.7 seconds. And here will go down the inside into the final corner. Into turn 15 he goes, and yes, it is P3, one of the podium positions for the Indonesian. But Smithler does not give up. He'll try the outside, which is very risky, and probably the move will not work. And as we expected, it didn't. And this is again Fraser and Tarmin going side by side, and this time Fraser overtakes the Montenegrin already before turn 1. I'll have to take a look at the replay as well. So, when did this all happen? It happened into turn 15. Yeah, good move down the inside. Then Vucic trying to regain the position, but Daniel just said, no, sorry, P10 is mine. And it's even not a single point for Vucek Armin at the moment in this race. Maybe he will not be overtaken by any other driver in the next 5 minutes, 5 laps, for example, because Jimenez is behind Vucic in 2.8 seconds, but now Daniel will be slowly pulling away from the Montenegrin. The gap is 0.3 right now, and actually comparing the cars of McLaren and Ferrari, I can't say that McLaren is much faster. But right now Armin stays in the slipstream behind Fraser, so maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Armin will be up into P10 in turn 15, but no, it is already half a second between these two, and nearly impossible for Armin. Yeah, look how fast actually Fraser was on the exit. Of turn 14. This is a camera from Adam Hire's car. He is already significantly faster than Smittler. Will be fighting Jake Tilsley, and who is fighting him at the moment. Lap 11 of 42. And we're still waiting for the first pit stop to come. Oh, and we're back for the battle of Parcells and Blackwood, and this is a Sauber in top 7. Meanwhile, it is going to be 6 points gained for Parcells in the championship, but it's still too early to think that the overtake is being completed, and now it is completed. Parcells on P7 and Blackwood on P8. So if you are overtaken into turn 15, it is going to be very difficult to regain the position into the first corner of the circuit on the next lap. And no, Tilsley cannot get past Smittler. So he'll be going for an undercut. What an interesting strategy it is. Do you have any other drivers coming to the pits? The first one will be Jake Tilsley. Right after him it is Andrew Paracellas, who is already he's already on P7, and he'll be fighting the second Mercedes, which is who is Aditya Bagus.
Pit at the end of this lap.
Are they the only two drivers pitting? I guess they are. So here's this. Ooh, lost so much time into this corner, and that's why you should never go for the move into turn 7. So let's see how much time will be gained by Tilsley, and will he be ahead of Smittler after the pit stop of the Ferrari driver? For now it is 1 second between them. Jake Tilsley having the first planned pit stop of the race. 11.2 for Tilsley. So, on which position is he going to be? P14, just behind Rosetta Martinez. Paracelsus, P16 with 10.7 seconds pit stop, and let's see, it is Hidayat beating this lap. Smittler staying out. Dane Fraser pits. He's done a great job so far. And he's running on P8. Gucci Carmen, however, decided to go for a one piece of strategy, I think, and probably that's why he's running so slow. He has just a lot of spare fuel. And Tim Pasalik, the one who spun at the beginning of the race, will be beaten as well. And Benjamin Rushton as well. One of the drivers who actually pitted in this race already. Hidayat. You could see two Lotuses in top 3, but actually not now. 10.6 and he's been held up by nothing. What was that? Was there a problem with one of the tires so he had to stop? Pretty weird. Yeah, probably there was. Now, the piece of both McLarens. 10.4 and I think he's been held up as well. So, of course, Adam Hidayat, he is on P10. Fraser is going to be on P15. Rushton, I think it was his second pit stop. And he's going to be last on P21. And there will be in lap 16, and we've got some drivers beating in lap 15. Right? Yeah, Rain Adam is beaten. So only the top 11 is not beaten yet. And drivers like Rushton and Adam will be beaten twice. After 16 laps of the race. Renata being refueled, and with new tires it is 9.5 seconds pit stop. it's not. Last time the HRT driver is stopping his car on the pit lane in this race. And here is Abovich. Here is Abovich and here is Santino Andreoli. And Max Miller as well. It's gonna be very close between these three drivers. Abovich 9.6. What about Andreoli? He's not really held up, but... Oh, he is! He is! It is one of the FRC Indias. It is Jacob Horlicker. And this allows Max Miller to move up into second place. But still, who's going to be on P2? Max Miller or Adam Hidayat, who is fighting Erika Hanebusa at the moment? And... It will be Max Miller on the virtual P2, then Hidayat, and then Andreoli, who will be stuck behind Erika Hanebusa. Such a poor luck for him. Yet again, Lotus is the most unlucky team. And yeah, already about 2 seconds between two Lotuses. Martinez ahead of Jake Tilsley. So it is Bagus in the lead, 2 Mercedeses on P1 and P2. And Tarmin on P3, surprisingly. Don't tell me he'll get the podium. 'Lee on the new set of tires. Was on the inside in turn 15. Of course it has to be an easy move for the Frenchman, but now he is more than 2 seconds behind Adam Hidayat. But is it actually over? In terms of fight between these two, Erika Hanebusa tries to outbrake Santino Andreoli, but the next turn is going to be on the left, and Santino Andreoli stays on P8, but just for now, Erika Hanebusa is back up into P8. One of the best overtakes I've ever seen. Really good job by Erika. .6 now between Hidayat and Hanebusa. Santino, be careful. They didn't crash yet. Alex Lohan is beating this lap for the second time. Remember that he had some mechanical problems with his cars, so he came in to get some repairs. Samito's gonna beat in as well as Hakuchi Akaza. And Rodrigo Hime. Ooh! And this is it for Santino Andreoli in this race. Unfortunately, it's not even going to be a top 5 for Santino. Just let's take a look at his spin once again. Was there a collision between him and Erica? No, there wasn't, just a simple lockup. And this is it. Three drivers repeating this lap. Alex Lone is down to P17. Samitowskan will be on P18, just behind Rushton and ahead of Adam, and Agassi is going to be on the last position. The Mercedes drivers are not pitting yet, but here comes Abovic trying to overtake Rodrigo Jimenez for P4. Abovic did pit, but Jimenez is still yet to come in. And yeah, that was a pretty easy maneuver by Abovic. But we know that these guys can surprise. Will it be a P4 again for Jimenez? Yes, it will be. So the old tires are running as good as the new ones, which is very interesting. Sabotage is losing just 10 seconds to Bagus, and it will be enough to try and win this race. Both Bagus and other drivers in top 4, and I mean everyone will be beating one more time. So the question is, who is going to win this race? Oh, Jimenez! Engine is gone, engine is gone! Will he be pitching this lap? Oh no! He tries to, but now he will be stuck in the gravel. He can't go anywhere. His race is over. Such a good run for Rodrigo, but the Mercedes power unit just blew up on its own. And it will be the second retirement in this race. Not a single chance for Jimenez to pit. He tried to, but it was not enough power in his car. And this is it. However, the other two Mercedes power unit cars are in P1 and P2. And they are Bugs and Blackwood. Armin will be pitting with Blackwood on this lap, so Abovic will be up into second. And oh, it's another yellow flag. Oh, and it's Hanebusa. What's happened here? Was it a clash between her and Jake Tealsley? Yes, it was! And if Tealsley will have to pit, it's all over for the Filipino. Two retirements in less than a lap.
No!
And also it is Piat joining the commentary booth.
Yeah, I'm just here just to basically I'm just James Hunt's 2022 edition, so that's all I gotta say really.
Blackwood and Darmin are in the pits. 12.6 for
Also,
Jafari and 12.5 for
also
Armin.
this is a bit lucky.
Yeah, I know. We had the same thing with Pausa
Yeah,
in Australia. No idea how to fix that.
Blackwood's gonna be ahead of Daniel Fraser, and Armin's gonna be ahead of Andrea Lee. So that's gonna be a crucial pit stop by Ferrari to get ahead of that Lotus. But yeah,
Tealsley was in the pits as well after he crashed into Hayabusa, and it will be P15 for him.
and that was completely brain there by him. Very, very brain dead. And for an amount of 4 laps time, Pagos will be pitting from the race, and he will pit this lap.
We can see that Apovic had already pitted once. We got a yellow flag, and it's Benja Rushton.
Yeah, and that's Benji Rushton's career going down the toilet since the first season. I think Summer Oscar has had something to do with that. Down the inside, oh, that was not a good move.
At least they don't have to pit for the third time.
This is really good for Sauber. 6 and 5 at the moment for Sauber.
Yeah, they already achieved P6 in the last race. It was Rosetta Martinez and only P14 for Ender Paracelsus. And Martinez will be pitting this lap. Do we have anyone in the pits? Armin is easily being overtaken by Santino Andreoli.
Drowning.
And it is Fernando Tost. .8 seconds, and Toast will be on P16, P17, or maybe even lower. Now he's on P16 with Akazi trying to go for a move on Benji Rushton. his race is already over and he has no chances of scoring points, but Andreoli has been overtaken by Vucci Carmen. Oh!
Yeah, he's got a loose wheel slash electrical problem.
Yeah, and from a bad race, it turned into a very bad race.
That's officially going into a quote because you said it's going into a bad race into a bad race. What's that supposed to be?
Actually, I said from a bad race to a very bad race, but okay. Bagus was in the pits and he stayed out until the end of the race. 12 seconds pit stop. Martinez. And it's another yellow flag. No, still Andreoli. Struggling with his car. 12 seconds pit stop for Martinez. He will be on P12.
Looks like it was red. Good move.
Oh, and it is gate room in top 10. And Akaze trying to overtake Benji Rushton again, and yeah, overtakes him for the second time.
These two really love having a ding dong battle, do they?
Yes, indeed, and Rushton will try to regain the position for the second time. And yeah.
Circus continues between us two. I mean meant in a nice way, meaning and then we can watch these two talents against each other, and it just feels close to the inside. But like I said, stays committed.
Coming towards turn 9. Pretty aggressive defense from Rushton. And so he stays on P16. Luan and Basilic are actually fighting each other. Both of them had some problems at the start, both had to pit for different reasons, and now will stay in top 10. Is it will it be Basilic or is it going to be Alex Luan? No, Basilic is up to P10. And Aga's still putting some pressure on Major Rushton. Coming to the final corner again, and for the third lap in a row, Akaza overtakes Rushton into the final corner, but will it be the third lap in a row when Rushton regains the position? Let's find out. The Flamestar goes round outside. You can see how powerful this Renault engine is on the straights. And yes, it happens again. And Lon will be on B10. And what about these two, Benjarush and Hakujagaza? Maybe it will happen for the fourth time. And Salon gets beaten back. Basilic fights him back, but he's unable to move up into the top 10. Fourth time. Let's see. Agujagaza versus Benji Rushton. The question is who will be in front after turn 15 and who will be in front after turn 1. Kaza dives in and gets P16. But for how long? Russian tries the outside again. and we've got another wave of pit stops, but it starts with Rosetta Martinez having an engine problem.
Yeah, has to pull off onto the side of the track somewhere.
Will he have enough time to come in? I don't think so. But let's hope that he comes into the beach safely. He just completed the middle sector. Entering the back straight. He can do it.
I think Martinez is going in.
Yes, he is. You can see the Ferrari pit crew ready for Max Smittler. .5 is the pit stop for Zauber. I will stay out as Max Smittler is coming in with Adam
Adam
Hiddett and
Hiddett.
Paracelsus.
Actually, Paracelsus is actually doing pretty good, despite the Sauber not being the fastest car on the grid. But he's actually doing pretty well, taking advantage of all the chaos and stuff.
Yeah, I agree, that's a very good result for Zauber so far. And a very close fight is coming up in the championship between teams like Toro Rosso, Ferrari and Zauber. Hiddett and Smittler are in the pits. Let's see where they will be after these pit stops. Walker goes up into third place. And was Hiddett held up? Let's see. Yes, he was. No, I don't think so. Anyways, let's continue. And Fraser moves up into 5th place, but he's beating this lap, just like the race leader Abobovic, leaving the Force India of Jacob Holker in the lead.
And I'd also like to say that Hediat has gone behind Fujikawa, so Armin needs to watch his back because Hediat is on new tyres, but meanwhile Armin has track position. Let's see what's going to happen. Armin's going to defend. Good defending.
Luna and Basilic are in the pits.
These two needs to pit again for fuel.
And despite a slower pit stop, Luan will be still ahead of the Caterham. Abuch comes in, and actually I'm not sure that Horlicker will be in the lead. The gap is 25.4. No, I think he will be. It takes about 40 seconds to go through the pit lane with the pit stops, so... The slow-mo pit stop is made, and it is 9.2. Some good times. And... yes, Horlicker is going to be in the lead. He is pitting now, but... nobody cares the fact that he was leading.
I think there's going to be a battle for the lead between Bagus and Bobovic. Oh, there it is now.
Yeah. So after the pit stop, Abovic is just behind Bagus, who pitted one time less than the Russian. So Abovic has an advantage of the tires, and it's gonna be very close. Oh! And they collide! Abovic is
The
out!
two championship protagonists.
Bagus keeps going. He doesn't want to lose any time, but oh, whoa, whoa.
A speech. The Indonesian now beast. So that looks like the battle for the lead was on, but now it's over in a matter of seconds. So that means Jafari Blackwood will be leading the Malaysian GP. What on earth just happened? Idiot wants to go down the inside. Nope.
Armin will be actually fighting for a podium.
Very aggressively.
Let's see what happened there once again. Of course, Abovic didn't want to lose any time, but he was not fighting with a lapped car. He was fighting for the lead. And yeah.
But I want to see what happened. Was there a racing incident, or was that... Okay, let's go over. Bobovic is on board. Go down the inside.
Yeah, just a dive bomb. And nothing else. Clearly
Yeah.
Abovic's fault.
Definitely. Definitely, there's no... Well, that's going to be some penalty points for him. That's what I'm going to say.
I think he already got a warning for Melbourne after blocking
for
some
real.
cars in the qualifying. Oh, we got 3 cars in the pits, Adam, Oskan and Rushton. So Adam had 9.3, Rushton will have 9.6, and Oskan will be behind Rushton with 9.4. Still a yellow flag. And the 1 lap race leader, Jacob Holker, is coming in for a stop. Actually, yeah, Bago's still struggling without the front win. respected the green flags. Horlicker had a 9.2 seconds pit stop, and he will be on P5? P7, I think. No, P6. It will be a P6 for him after the pit stop, but it is going to be very close between him and Paracels, who goes round the outside, unless he tries to do so, but unfortunately he will stay on 6th position.
Let's see who's behind. Oh, Alex Lorna's behind. I guess, but I want to see who's behind Alex Lorna. But meanwhile, Alex Lorna's literally a lap down. The Sally could be fighting with a Babis here.
And now Basilik is going to be on P10. And that's a yellow flag. Oh, Horlicker.
Okay. Oh, it's happened again.
Come on. There were no
Everyone's
crashes until like lap 25 in this part of the track. And now it happened twice in 3 laps.
That
Just-
is
Just the same
that
incident.
is very sus.
Karma.
Alex Lorna's gonna gain a race position from that. Or even two. Marcus is boxing for the HRT. And he's gone.
He will be on P15. Yep. Oh, and it is a battle for a podium again. He didn't Armin.
Did he outsend on the inside? Yeah, the car's charge is almost complete, but Armin will get the slipstream down the main straight.
And Armin will be back on P3.
That's a good move by him.
Horlicker is now in the pits, and there will be green flags. He had lost a lot of time to turn 7 and 8. .1 seconds is the cost of a pit stop for Horlicker. Blackwood already won a race at Monaco last season. Will be the second time we'll hear the Jamaican national anthem. Or Max Mittler will spoil the party for Mercedes. It is just 10 laps to go, and the battle for podium and for a win is still on. We can see that Hidayat was about 4/10 of a second faster than Armin on sector 1. Please, don't go for it now, don't do it! Yeah. Everything he gained will be lost in the middle sector thanks to this mistake. Not really mistake, but it's already 1.5 between Blackwood and Smitler. I remember it was 2.7 earlier. So is it a Ferrari or Mercedes to win the race?
Unless Max Mittler can catch up to them.
I mean, it is possible. And 1.4 as Smither gained 0.3 of a second on Blackwood on this lap. It will be a close fight between these two. He did, still catching up to Armin and recovering from his I don't know how to call it. Not sure if it is a mistake, but yeah. Let's say he's just recovering from his mistake. So it will be very close between them again.
Armin's actually put up a really good defense against Idiot despite all the pressure.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Yeah. Starting the second sector, it will be important for Hidayat not to go for the inside. And he goes for the inside. Meanwhile, there's 1.3 in the battle with the lead, and do we actually have any battles outside the top 3? Of course we do. Bagus and Pasalik are actually fighting for P8, and yeah, Pasalik is actually defending.
That's monster on defense.
No, he overtook Bagus on lap 32. Actually, on the start of lap 33. Getting really close, and now it is time for turns 7 and 8. Classic. Oh, it's raining!
Oh no, this is gonna get interesting. This is gonna be see that Marta Karima levels of insanity here, lads. Just don't get anywhere. This is gonna be some taste. This is gonna be some tasty final laps of this Grand Prix, baby.
There was a probability of a rain, but yeah, I didn't really think that it's going to happen. So last 8 laps of the race, Travis on slicks, JTLC is pitting.
So Rebel got the wrong tires out. They do. Rebel's got the wrong tires. I don't think it's dry enough for wets yet, for intermediates yet, sorry. Well, that is good at that, but that's gonna be a massive blunder for them.
We'll see how much this rain will last. Because sometimes if it is raining for 10 minutes or more, it's still pretty dry. Or if it's not raining for like 20 minutes, it's still going to be wet on the track like we had at Monza last season. But for now we can't see any wet spots on the track. It is pretty safe to drive on the slicks. It is just 1 second already between Smeedler and Blackwood.
This could be battle for the ends here between us. Well, even behind them, the Ferrari Barman's still holding up. Idiot.
Looks like this time Hidayat didn't go for the inside into turn 7, and yeah, he'll have an opportunity to overtake Armin at the end of the back straight, so let's see. Not sure if Travis will be able to open DRS. as it is raining, but let's see. Bottom of the podium, and Hidayat on the inside and Armin on the outside. Hidayat.
Armin can get back at the Lotus if he gets the slipstream. Yes, he does.
The slipstream is strong enough to make an overtake. And will it actually be an overtake? Yes, it will be. Armin back up into 3rd place.
For me, Mama. Wait, what? Martinez is in 10th place. Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Wait. How? How is he this quick? Oh no!
Not again.
What's happened? Oh no! He tried. He's trying again. And he went for the move again, lifting Pasalic. On the inside goes Bagos. Oh no! Ah, no wonder why. Wonder why Toss made up one place.
That's how Pasalic just lost a lot of positions and probably a top 10 spot.
Even points, maybe.
Yep.
Martinez an easy pass. And there's Holocaust just getting held up.
And Teals in these wet conditions.
Yes, we're trying to go for the move down the Oh no!
They collide! Armin goes wide. Hidayat speeds around. And oh, I'm sure there are going to be some penalties at the end of the race.
Yeah, and Armin is just gonna just sat there as he just saw his podium just completely just faded away because of Madam Hidayat. So I think Hidayat will get a penalty of some kind because that was ruthless racing, man. Ruthless.
Yeah, maybe even a drive-through penalty.
I don't think there's gonna be a drive-through penalty for that, but I think he either needs a 10-second time penalty or even just a big grid place drop because that was just ridiculous of an overtake. And Hidayat actually gained from that. And now Daniel Fraser.
And is Wuchik going to continue the race?
I don't think he's going to continue the race. I think he's either beached there or he's just waiting for everyone else to get past him. Such a shame.
Oh, and he's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's beached. His bad luck. His bad luck last season carried him to this year. Will this unluckiness for Fushikama never end for him? No comments, alright.
And Pasalic will be back up into 10th place.
And Lawn is in 6th place. I bet someone from across the garage is going to be happy with that. Alex Lawn is in P6.
And also Fraser is on P4.
That's nice. There's only around 15 cars left.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the only real battle now we have is the lead battle between Smitler and Blackwood. Also, is gaining. He's actually gaining on the Jamaican. As he just seeing his teammate just getting pulled in the barriers.
And yes, 4 laps to go and about 10 minutes of heavy rain, but still nobody is switching to intermediates. So I think there will be no pit stops after all.
Yeah.
Just too late to pit.
Nobody's gonna gamble it. Yes, Smitler just gonna be about for the lead, Smitler and Blackwood.
So Martinez, who started from P20, is now on P8.
It's nice.
Black started from P8, Smith started from P5, and Hidayat from P6.
Those is just enough fastest lap of the race.
And it's still FRC being pushed to the barriers. And it stopped raining, so yeah.
So no one went for the wets after all. Now Smitler's just trying to get in the slipstream of Jafar Blackwood to make sure he can either win or lose this race.
And two HRTs are doing really good. P11 and P12.
Smitler's close. Have a go of him on the straight. I guess that's the fastest lap of the race, but he's not in the point, so like, it will not count.
Yeah, he's on like P15. After these two accidents. Now it is very close between Smither and Blackwood. Less than half of a second separates the top two drivers in this race. Now just 3 tenths. And these painful turns 7 and 8. And Smitler, of course,
Backs out.
does
I lost
this
lots.
stupid mistake.
Loses loads of seconds, but he can catch up easily. But Jafar Blackman's not going to be an easy customer.
No other battles on this track at the moment.
Except for P1.
Yep. Yeah, so Mercedes running on first and last places. Yeah, it is back to 1.1 seconds, so 2 laps to go. And actually it is Horlicker with 3 pit stops in top 10 on P9.
Laps to go.
Still 8 tenths. It will be DRS for Max Smitler on the last lap. But it will be very difficult to overtake. Jafar Blackwood, the driver who has already got a podium there in 2011 when he was driving for Force India. It was P3 for him, and he starts the final lap of the race. And will it be the second win for Blackwood in his FRC career here in Malaysia?
Max Miller's still catching up though, but he's not. It's not as close as 2 laps before though. So the mistake that overtake he trying to make it back into turn 9 was proving very costly.
Now in fact they are very close, and if Smitler will not be too close to Blackwood when they come into turn 7 and 8, then probably there will be an overtake after all. Half a
It would
second behind
overtake.
them.
It could be a race to the line. I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen. Really.
Turn 7 and 8, nothing happens. Now let's hope.
There's going to be at least one battle for the.
It was half a second after sector 1, and after sector 2 it is going to be 0.5 still.
But it could be. We still could be. It still could be done from Smithley, you know. But let's see what happens.
The final corners, turn 12, turn 13, and now turn 14 down the main straight. I don't really think that Smither has the speed to overtake the Mercedes here. Let's see, the back straight is pretty long. And in fact it is not enough. So it will be Jafari Blackwood going into the final corner, turn 15 of this track.
Smithley could still go to technically could go for the line here. Unless he's trying to pull it out. No, he's not. Jafari Blackwood's going to win here in Malaysia, and it's going to be his second win in the FRC career in his career. A smashing finish, second place by a couple seconds. That's going to be hitting out, but I think he's going to get a penalty.
He definitely will, but now let's see what is going to be the gap between Hidet and Fraser. It's surely going to be more than 10 seconds, but the McLaren driver completes the final corner of this race to finish at least on P4, but will be putting for him after the penalty for Adam Hidayat. The gap is 90.6, so the question is, will Stewards award a 10-second time penalty or is it going to be drive-through? But it is P5 for TLC and P6 for Alex Luan, who recovers from a disaster at Australia with 8 points finish.
The result. Fernando tossed. I mean, he really should have been up there today, but he's just. I mean, he's really struggled today, but at least he's got some. At least he extracted most out of this McLaren car, which is terrible, really.
And on P8 we have Rosana Martinez, and on P9 Jacob Holliker. The driver was leading for literally one lap, but still P9 is a good result after everything that happened to him. Litmin Pasalik is going to finish the race on P10 with 1 point for him and for Caterham. Very close result for HRT, the team that finished P5 and P6 in 2011 here, and now it is going to be P11 and P12. Very close to the points zone. P13 and P14, Bagus. Actually, it's not Mercedes finishing first and last, it is going to be P14 for Bagus, and finishing right in front of him is going to be Benji Rushton with P15 for Samet Oskan. And here's Jafari Blackwood winning this race. And the fastest lap goes to AGG Bagus. And now let's listen to the national anthems of Jamaica and Germany. And this is the Malaysian Grand Prix over. Once again, thank you for watching. Congratulations to Jafari Blackwood for winning this race. And see you in Shanghai next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. Your commentators today were Rose Pro and Pia 2.5. And goodbye. See you next time.
We are off there.